everyone, and welcome to Central PA Live. We are on the road this week in Bedford County. We're going to tell you where we are in just a few moments. But I'm Alex Hazard.
And I'm Amanda Kenny.
Today's July 23rd, and it's time for Today's Two Cents. Well, it seems like we've taken a trip back in time, Amanda.
Literally, yeah.
Today we are at the Old Bedford Village. And look at this around us. Isn't this pretty cool?
Yeah, you did a great job decorating. Unless Morgan did it. I don't know.
I think Morgan did a little bit more than I did. But, like, so this next to us, she was showing us earlier, they actually spool their own wool here, which is kind of cool. And then, you know, everything is genuine, like they have this real fire. And she said, well, I hope you don't mind during the show, we might have to go in there and make sure we're keeping the fire going.
Oh, go for it.
And so it's pretty cool stuff, which is, I don't know.
There's a fox behind you.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Hey, it's what they did.
Well, you know,
right?
These people accomplished so much when they were so young.
Yeah.
What do you think your biggest accomplishment was when you were 11 years old?
Tying my shoe, I think. I don't know. What were you doing at 11?
I think, I think tying my shoe, maybe walking and chewing gum is what I did best when I was 11 years old. Well, listen to this. There was an 11-year-old that got his associate's degree.
What?
Yep, he's from Florida, and hundreds of students were achieving their dream. Congratulations are in store, of course, for every single graduate. But all eyes are on one. William Malice is 11 years old, and now he has his associate's degree.
Wow.
The humble kid left a lasting mark at St. Petersburg College. William could do simple math at 1 year old.
I can't do simple math.
And then by the age of 4, he learned algebra.
No, that was my absolute worst subject.
Age of 5, an Ohio State University psychologist declared him a genius.
Wow. And
then now at 11, he has a degree in hand, reaching for the stars. He says he wants to be an astro...
What is
something.
Astrophysicist.
Oh, yep.
I think that's what it is.
Yep, there we go. To prove that the world, he wants to prove to the world that God does exist, but he wants to prove it through science.
Wow.
He'll be attending the University of South Florida with hopes to make that dream come true. When it comes to his genius status, he feels he is no different than his peers.
Wow. He certainly is humble.
Isn't that nice?
Way to go, William.
Very, very nice.
I would love to see everyone keep tabs and see what he does in the next 10 years.
Yeah, and this is my favorite thing, and this is his quote. He said, "I'm gifted in what I'm gifted in, and other people are gifted in other things." Isn't that so nice? I think how humble and how sweet and good for him, and I can't wait to see what he ends up doing. Jody just said in our ear, he said, well, maybe he'll get his own show on the Big Bang, like the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, you never know. I'm really curious. And what a smart kid.
Listen, speaking of brilliant people, some of the world's most brilliant people that work at NASA, guess what they're up to now?
What?
I couldn't even believe this when I heard this. For the very first time, the U.S. Space Agency is sending a mission to the sun.
No, that's impossible.
It's crazy, right? The Parker Solar Probe is outfitted with a 5-inch coating of carbon composite solar shields to help it withhold the heat and atmosphere around the sun. The spacecraft is expected to lift off on August 6th from Cape Canaveral, Florida. If conditions aren't right, the launch window remains open through August 19th. The spacecraft will study the flow of energy that heats the sun's outer atmosphere. It is expected to be in orbit for 7 years and will at times need to withstand temperatures around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't think that's possible.
I have to tell you, it almost feels 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit next to this fire.
I know. I was going to say, we're on the sun today.
It feels really warm here.
The mugginess already.
Well, yeah, because it's been raining all day and it's like humid.
Yeah, we have the heat. Although this is a drier heat, so it's better for my hair. I'll take that.
I think it's pretty neat that they're going to do that. Now, you know, they always try these things. They're not always successful. I hope that it's successful. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I don't believe it. I want them to prove me wrong.
Right.
But I don't believe that could happen.
It also is kind of like, I don't know about you, but it kind of scares me when they start doing these things. I'm like, we know the sun works. Let's leave it alone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I kind of like, just stay away from that one thing. We know it's going all right up there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. Anyway. Well, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. Roseanne Barr's racist tweet caused her to lose her television show on ABC. But Roseanne Barr now put a studio in her house to avoid what she says is the biased media. Take a look.
Hi, this is Roseanne Barr, and I'd like to welcome you to my own studio where I'm able to speak for myself to my fellow and sister Americans without the filter of the biased media. This was my statement from the very beginning, and it will continue to be forever because it is the truth. When ABC called and asked me to explain my egregious and unforgivable tweet, I told them I thought Valerie Jarrett was white. And I also said, and I'm willing to go on The View, Jimmy Kimmel, or whatever other show you want me to go on and explain that to my audience. Now, instead what happened was about 40 minutes after that, my show was canceled before even one advertiser pulled out, and I was labeled a racist. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is simple. It's because I voted for Donald Trump, and that is not allowed in Hollywood.
So, pretty interesting stuff there, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I mean, I think that she's allowed to say whatever she wants to say. I think that's the purpose of social media.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think that whether you agree with her, you disagree with her, what's cool is that we live in a day and age where people can do their own. They can say what they want without the bias of the media, because everybody has a bias, whether some people agree that it's more biased than others or whatever, but there is a bias in everything, right? And I think it's really cool that we live in a day and age where you can just go out and say exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, good for her.
Good for her, and we always wish everybody the best, so I hope that she can move on from that. Well, my favorite thing about today, we're on the road, and that's great. Everybody's happy, everybody's healthy, that's all great. But my favorite thing, it's National Vanilla Ice Cream Day.
That's my favorite flavor.
Better than Christmas, I gotta tell you. Well, so that's what we went out, every Monday we do Man on the Street Monday. So we did National Vanilla Ice Cream Day questions. So here's some of the questions. My first question to folks was, what is your favorite topping on vanilla ice cream? What was yours?
The hard chocolate.
The hard crunch.
Yes.
I like some sprinkles.
Jimmy's.
I was just going to say, some people call them Jimmy's. All right, well, listen, we're going to be right here at the Old Bedford Village for the rest of the show. We have so much cool to show you. Stick with us for more Central PA Live.